Today on Sustainapreneur Podcast, we're going to talk about what leaders used to look like and why, in the future, leaders will simply be networking hubs, or hubsters, as we like to call them. We're bridging the gap between business and sustainability, so stick around. What makes a leader? Is it their charisma, their charm, their money? Is it because they hold an elected position? Maybe it's because of how they're able to just crack that whip and make everyone do what they say. Or is it someone who can just get people real excited about something, who can organize those people and keep them all moving forward productively toward a common goal? Many people tend to see being a leader as a symbol of higher status. Proof that somehow they did something right or they worked hard to get there. They then usually see that position having some glitz and glamour and maybe even a little bit of fame and definitely authority. But the true definition of a leader can be best described through the structure of a wolf pack. Now, everyone thinks that the famous picture of the alpha dog leading the pack from the rear is how they do it. But that's not what the wolf biologist who took the picture says it is. He said that the concept of an alpha wolf who asserts their dominance over other pack members doesn't actually exist in the wild. They are more often than not just considered the mothers and fathers of the pack. That's it. So let's frame it like that. So what makes a good parent? And I need to emphasize on good parent, right? What makes them such effective leaders over their children? It's their genuine concern for their children's happiness and well-being. So just like in the wolf pack, most of us would rather die than to see any harm befall our children. And that kind of unyielding devotion can create an immeasurable bond of trust between that child and its parent, because they know that their best interest is in the forefront of their mind. So why should any other leader be any different? I mean, we're still just really children in so many ways that have learned to behave in an adult-like manner for social purposes. But the ones who truly become great leaders are the ones who treat the people that they're leading as if they're their own children or their own people. It takes genuine concern in order for that leader to be seen as being trustworthy enough to lead people. That's why it's the first thing that comes up whenever I'm consulting someone on taking the next step toward becoming a sustainable business. These are people who plan on marketing themselves as a progressively sustainable business, as if there's any other kind. Some realize that there's some marketing and profit potential in all this, and they're doing it for that sole purpose only. And ultimately, I guess I don't care why they're doing it, as long as they're doing it. But I have to warn them that the most successful at this are the ones who have a genuine desire to want to help society. The other thing I usually recommend is that they get comfortable with promoting their sustainable endeavors, and also in asking for their community support through, patronage in return. It really won't work any other way. Establishing trust is crucial in maintaining a sustainable business model. I mean, it might work at first, but once you've promised to have society's best interest in mind, you're going to have to prove it. Trust in sustainable business is a lot like being a parent. It's fragile and is extremely difficult to recover once it's lost. So, with our modern ability to communicate fluidly via technology, you get a bunch of very informed people in need of a way to connect their ideas and move toward a common goal. That's where being a hub comes in. A leader used to be a leader because usually they were the most informed, the most influential, and the most connected with other leaders, and it just made sense for them to be put in charge of things and to bark orders. Nowadays, you just need to be able to connect the right people to the right kinds of problems. And then obviously, help them focus, plan, and execute if they don't already have someone in the group that can do that. So think about it. That's kind of why our heroes are not just those who simply hold a higher position. It's people like Martin Luther King Jr., Gandhi, Nelson Mandela, Joan of Arc, and even Jesus Christ. Now, whether you believe in him or not, it's still a story about someone who gave his life for others. He was a martyr. That's also why the Medal of Honor is one of the most prestigious awards given in the United States, because you almost assuredly had to face certain death in order to get it. And most actually had to die to get it. We admire these heroes because they were willing to pay the ultimate sacrifice for something greater than themselves. That is showing a genuine concern for others and proving to be that sort of devoted parental figure. Now, I'm not saying that we need to die for sustainable business. I'd rather live for it. But I'm saying that genuine concern for those that we serve will be necessary for success. And then you're also going to have to figure out how to keep quality, price, and profit through all of it. And believe me, it's not as hard as some would think. A hub, or hubster, as we like to call them, are just simply networkers with a genuine concern for their community. They could be teachers, stay-at-home moms and dads, business owners, secretaries, doctors, and anyone else in between. To be a leader in the new millennium, we're going to have to humble the image of what we see a leader being, and to reframe our thinking to being simply hubsters. And there are many sustainapreneurs out there who were born to be hubsters. That concludes our episode for today. As always, thanks for tuning in, and don't forget to like, share, rate, and subscribe. And we'll see you all again next time on Sustainapreneur Podcast, where we are bridging the gap between business and sustainability.